Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Crafting with V. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. Anyway, so this one's going to be a little bit different. I was really wanting to record a video this weekend before I went to work. Just a quick little whip and chat, or a coffee chat and whip, and I was not able to. It just did not happen. But today it's going to be a water chat and whip because that's what I have to drink right now. I'm on my way home from work. So you might hear some of the background noise of the van. But I will go ahead and probably do this as a voiceover for one of my diamond paintings, just because I really wanted to get this video out. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, were very, very busy. And around the holidays, I tend to run into more truck drivers that are a little bit more aggravated, especially if they can't get in because there's something wrong with their appointment, and I completely understand that. But we can only do so much as well. So, I had a lot of that going on this weekend. I had a lot. We were just overall very, very busy. Each load that came in, and it's like this a lot around the holidays. Whenever they bring them in, we verify the bills against what we ordered, and there was so many of them that we had to spend the time to look through them and stuff. So took a little bit longer to get them out on the floor, and we just got really, really busy and at times behind, but we ended up catching it. And is this something new? No. Every weekend that I work before a holiday, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, any of those, we normally have these types of days for at least a couple of them. And then the day of the holiday, it seems like nobody goes ahead and comes in, and I know a lot of places close down. So today wasn't so bad, but the rest of the weekend was very, very busy. Anyway, so somewhere in this video, probably, I will probably try to post it right about here. I will post a little video of my grandson. And he is just so cute. And his mama says every time he hears music, he does this. Every time. So that's the first thing. I wanted to show you this video, and I did get permission from her to post it. If I can, I'm going to try to get permission from her to post a video of her graduation. And I want to put these two videos side by side. This little guy reminds me so much of his mama whenever she was little. His mama got in trouble in the first grade for doing cartwheels in the classroom. Before she even started school. And this is kind of my fault or our fault, because whenever she was little, and it was just, she was always acting silly and stuff, which was just her. And we would always just listen. We would call her crackhead just whenever we were in the house. Nothing meant by it. It's just something that we would call her. And whenever she was about 4 years old, she wasn't quite in school yet. I had to have some dental work done. And I was supposed to go back for the checkup part of it. Anyway, I didn't have anybody to watch her that day, and I asked them if it would be okay, since it was just a checkup, if I brought her with me. And they were like, that particular dentist said, that's fine, since it's just a checkup, we're not going to be doing any work, you can go ahead and bring her in with you. Well, I brought her in. And I am, to this day, I'm not sure if the nurse heard her, but whenever the nurse went to walk out of the room, she pops off crackhead. And I'm like, Lex, you cannot say that. You can't just say, well, you and Daddy call me that. And so that was pretty much the last time we ever used that nickname for her. I felt so bad if that nurse actually heard her say that, but she was 4 years old. But she was just like her son. She was always dancing whenever she heard music. We would be in the car going somewhere, and she would immediately start dancing to the music that we had going on. And it seems like it was yesterday. And she's actually 22 now, I believe. And she's got a 2-year-old, or almost 2 years old. So this is just one of my kids. And it was just, that video just immediately reminded me of her. And if I can make a little short of her dancing at her graduation and him dancing, and believe me, I know where she gets it from, because the day at the graduation, if I would have known that Josh was behind me dancing too, I would have turned around and filmed him as well. But I didn't know it was. So I just got Lexi on camera. But anyway, that's just a little memory, one of my favorite memories of her. Just reminds me so much of her. And then Remy, my oldest daughter's little girl. By the way, Remy is my only granddaughter. The rest of them are grandsons. But she's my only granddaughter. And she acts so much like Courtney did as a child, but the only difference is Remy's the youngest, whereas Courtney was the oldest. And because she was the oldest, she normally got away with more stuff before the other kids were born because she was my first. I was learning. And by the time the other kids came along, I knew to pick my battles. But not my kids, I will say, were spoiled. They got most of what they wanted. Were we rich? No, not by a long shot. And we told them, you don't have to get a job until you graduate and stuff. But if you want to drive, if you want to have a car, then you've got to be able to pay your insurance and your gas money. And so if they wanted a driver's license, we bought their first car if they got a driver's license while they were in our household. My son's first truck was a white truck. It had, can't remember, but I think it had a black door and a red tailgate. But I paid $1,000 for it, and that's what he drove for 3 or 4 years until he wrecked it. And then at that point, we had a car that we bought for our daughter, but she hadn't got her driver's license yet. So he drove it for a little bit, and we told him, you're going to have to do something else because if you wreck this is actually her car. So anyway, he went and we went to the Nissan dealership, and he said he wanted a car because it was cheaper on gas, which it was. He ended up getting a Nissan Versa, brand new. It was one of the ones that was from the year before, and he negotiated and got his payment down to, it was less than $300 a month. Even with the gap insurance and all that, and then he would still have to pay his insurance. But out of the 4 kids that lived in our household, well, actually, out of all 5 of our kids, including my stepson, which he lived with his mama, only 2 of our kids decided to get their driver's license. Youngest is studying now so that I can take him down to get his permit so he can get his driver's license. Because right now I have to drive him to work whenever he needs to go to work and all of that. So it's just, that's part of it right now. I was like, are we already back to home? But no, that's the exit before mine. Still got another 10 miles to go. Sorry about yawning. Hopefully I will be able to finish my unicorn tomorrow, but I do have to work down at the shop, so I may not get to do too much of it. And I'm really, really wanting to start doing a weekly live, but I've got to figure out a time to do it. I'm really thinking about doing it on Tuesdays because now that Josh works on Tuesdays, I am actually I'm going to change my day of working at the shop. So I won't have that whole day to do everything that I need to do. But then Wednesday is the day that we spend together, so I'm really thinking about scheduling them for Tuesdays after I get off at the shop, because my son normally doesn't work, and if for some reason we don't finish in time for the kids to get off the bus, then maybe he might be able to get Remy off the bus. The other two just come in and they watch TV, they watch YouTube, and they want their snacks, their after school snacks, which it's such a good thing that where I work at, they actually give us a lot of produce or fruit that they're not going to be able to ship in time. Like this weekend alone, I could have taken home 3 cases of strawberries and a case of banana, and I believe it was like 5 papayas, and there was something else. No, that was it, because it was 3 cases of strawberry, because Saturday we could take home the strawberries and the papaya. Sunday, they went ahead and told us that we could take home bananas and more strawberries. But did I take home that much? No, because it would have ruined if I would have taken it home, and I would rather people take it that are going to eat it all. I did, however, take home 1 case of strawberries. I gave my daughter half of that case of strawberries. And then I took home 2 bundles of bananas instead of a case of bananas. I absolutely did not need a case of bananas, because I don't have time right now to cut them up and freeze them, which I love frozen bananas, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love slicing up bananas and freezing them. And then add the strawberries to that too, get some vanilla yogurt. That is one of the best snacks ever, is frozen strawberries and bananas and vanilla yogurt. I used to love getting the parfaits at McDonald's, but I would have them to make them fresh. Even whenever I worked there, I would still have them to go back there and make them fresh, because the strawberries were frozen. And now I just make those at the house. McDonald's doesn't sell those anymore. At least they don't where I'm at. But I know that I've probably jabbered about nothing at all. But I am so glad it's time to go home. Can't wait to get in bed and go to sleep. This is what is it Labor Day? I think so. This is what my Labor Day is I worked all day, or since noon. It is now 11 o'clock at night, and I'm almost home. Normally, I don't even get off work till 11:30 or later. So, and I'm actually getting home early, but I am so tired. It seems like I just could not sleep this week at all. Just was not happening. I really, really want to go camping again. But if I go camping right now, I can't go very far away from home because I would have to take my vehicle, which my daughter has been using it to go back and forth to work. So, I don't know. I'm eventually going to be able to go camping before this weather's. It's really hot right now during the day, so I'm not wanting to go right now. Earlier this week would have been the perfect weather because it was like in the 70s, 75 for about 3 days. And I would have loved to go camping those 3 days, even if it was just setting up a tent, which I am really, really, really wanting to get a new tent, because the tent that I want to get is like a cube tent, and it uses one of those canopies is what you attach it to, but it's big enough for you to stand up in it. According to the video, and I know videos aren't always the best to go by because they make everything look so easy, but according to the video, it looks really, really easy to set up. So, I'm yawning again. Sorry. This is what happens whenever you listen to me come home from work. I am just all over the place. And it's it's not a real long drive home from work, but it seems longer driving home from work than it does whenever you're on your way to work. Because you're on your way to work and it's like it's over in no time. And this road that I'm on right now, normally I see like 5 to 10 deer every night on my way home. Whenever I go on this road, I have to take it really, really slow. Make sure that I'm paying attention to stuff that's going on. You won't see the video part of this that I'm recording because I'll separate out the audio. But all you can see in the video anyway is just lights from the town as I'm driving. But hopefully tomorrow I will be able to do that live, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to record my other DAC unboxing from my stash so that y'all can help me choose between the owl and this other one. I may include another one in that too. But I want to decide which one I'm going to do because they're both big canvases. So this month I'm thinking about just doing the smaller canvases, all of my smaller canvases. There's a few small ones that I need to finish up. They were ones that I needed to take a break on because either the drill field was a little blurry, or it just wasn't what I was wanting to work on at the time, or there was a few of them like that. So I want to go ahead and do those get all those done. I've gotten quite a few paintings put in my book. Some of them are done, some of them aren't. So I'm going to end up having to get me a new book here pretty soon because the one that I got is almost full. If I would put all of my canvases in there, it would be full. And then some. But anyway, I am almost home now, so I will talk to y'all later. Everyone have a good night. Take care. If you like this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, before I go ahead and leave, I just wanted to give you a quick show of what this looks like so far without the lightpad on. In just a second, I've got to get to my app here so that I can zoom it out for you. Nope, wrong way. Anyway, let's zoom it out so you can see the whole thing. But I really think that this is turning out really, really pretty. There's a little bit of the face that I don't have done. I've only got like 3 little sections left and I decided to work on them all at once. But isn't she turning out so pretty? I absolutely love this one so far. I've not had any trouble with it except for what was my fault. And I'll explain that later, but it absolutely was my fault. It wasn't the company's at all. Anyway, until next time, if you don't mind, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Bye. Take care.